I don't know, just reflecting back on history, right? Trail of destruction follows you wherever you go, right?
Mhm.
Every single control freak will be pissed off, right? And yeah, in order to U-turn that,
Mhm.
I mean, that sounds like projection. Most people say that. Like I said, that there's two different sides. So when I've been abroad, I get a different rapport from people, and people get a different rapport from me. When I've moved across the United Kingdom, and people would think I'm still here in this part, and I'm not. I'm elsewhere. It's funny how tales still get told even when you're not here. Again, we've looked over that at certain times. I wasn't in an area and something had been said that I had done something, but I wasn't there. And in another area, apparently my name got brought forward. I wasn't there. So I was in up north. Not gonna say where. My device would ping in these areas. And another time I was in Reading. Oh man, Birmingham, and yeah, just I was for long periods of time I was elsewhere. And on my return, I heard of all these fun and games. It was like a stack of all these things apparently I had done, and that got me tweaking a little bit as to who is what and what is who, and I wasn't there. So to explore that a little bit more, you wouldn't think that someone a part of association would say, "Well, I heard it. It coming out of your house." Really? It really does open your eyes quite quickly that this person of certain reputation is elsewhere, this, that, and the other, and listening outside your door. I mean, I could have had them on invasion of privacy, but it doesn't really matter. And trying to narrow this back to anyone else. No, didn't hear anything. Ask someone else. No, I didn't hear anything. That's interesting. And other people that knew that I wasn't there found this was amusing to them. So anyway, you can then get that you'll hear people say that there's a trail of destruction follow you around wherever you go. So there was another instant when I was younger that I was around a certain person most of the time, and then when I went off with other family members, they were like, "So he's just a normal kid. He's not done anything wrong." And you'll find this that the more authoritarian people are, the more they want your control.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to control you.
Yeah.
So they want your obedience, I think
Mhm.
is more of the right word. They want you to walk exactly how they want you to walk. And if
Yeah.
you step outside of that ratio,
Mhm.
so you can't be you, you have to be a person they want you to be.
Yeah.
And these other people wanted you to just be you. They would explore certain things. So being out of circulation for quite a bit of time. Someone called Miss Sage. She came and she was a chair, and she got involved because of the way the school was behaving, and took me out of that environment. And we used to go places and different areas and do a lot of weird and wonderful stuff anyway. And she wasn't controlling. She was explored what you were. So if I said something, she'd just pay attention more, and she would explore that,
Mhm.
as opposed to telling me that I had to be this certain way. No, I could be myself. And that's when it dawned on me quite a bit that on one side of it, you've got people that think you're, I don't know, what's the word? Very nice, very this, very that. And these people seem to be quite free minded. Children are different, they have different personalities. And then in these ones, the children are to be exactly the same, that they are to walk this line. And if they step out of it, I'd piss Hitler off. I would have drove him insane just by being authentic. You see, that's the difference. And the more in a society you are that is controlled,
Yeah.
they want you to walk a line. Don't question it. do the work, get this, rah-de-rah, you can't be you.
Yeah.
You have to be the script. So I learned that very early on. And you'd be fascinated by the way that these people will say that a trail of destruction follows you wherever you go. And that was a key warning for me, that interestingly, that these people that want you to walk a certain script, you try and break away from it. That's the thing. And when you do, you reach this level of, it's not freedom. It is a weight lifted, a veil lifted, a dark cloud lifts. Yeah. Like you were present to some of the stuff in Banham. And then when leaving from that, do you remember how liberating it, how freeing it was?
Liberating was that feeling.
I had to adjust back to... I had a little bit of an adjustment phase. It wasn't perfect, but I had to get there and relook at myself. And then I noticed that a door started to open for myself. Like, I really started getting things going and playing around with, just the other side of you. I felt that I was able to. I wasn't so swamped down with all of this stuff. It's easy to see now, and now you walk through it and head off. And then there were some events start to happen. And then the same group that I felt had been targeting, you see, these people target you. What it feels to me is like that they have been targeting since a youngster.
Yeah.
And they will want to try and U-turn it by saying, public opinion will start questioning how every time this person goes somewhere that this happens. Yeah, okay then. Let's see how far that goes, shall we? Because people are targeted. That's how it is. You target people. It's not them, it's the fact that they're authentic and you need them to walk a script, because if they escape the net, let's say, other people see it and think, I can do that too. Then before you know it, word of mouth spreads, and then everybody starts doing it, and everyone starts walking the script that was made for them, their authentic selves. And this causes them to go off in multiple different directions. But the ones that want to keep people in the pen are going to try and make it to be a you problem. This one is making the problems. Don't judge our reactions. Look at this one. Because it's called making an example. You got to ask yourself a question of why that people that try to leave here must have been in the same, the independence always spoke to me, the Bill of Rights, I guess, and all of this stuff. And I often wondered what it was. What's the correlation to this? It's really, as a kid, it captivated me. And I often wondered what it was. Well, you can only go backwards, and history is history, right? But history often repeats itself. That's usually it. And I felt I had my own little independence away from this targeting, from Banham to there. And I disappeared in a way because they couldn't track me because they hammered income, right? Because I stepped out of the script, so they go for your income and this, that, and the other and everything else, whatever. And then they try and put you onto they try and make you do things that they know that you would fail at, so therefore they have a right to say no.
Yeah.
So, again, control the narrative. And then they can control the outcome, which gives them a plausible deniability. They did this because of this reason, right? Look, see, this person didn't do what we asked them to do. Control freaks always behave this way. It's a fascinating behavior. And they often bang together. But it's true that they don't have any control over each other. That's the thing, isn't it? They can't control one another. And that's the thing. It's a very fascinating thing. And when people step out of it's not that they've done anything wrong. These kids that grow up into adults aren't doing anything wrong. They're just living authentically. And it absolutely bothers the gatekeepers that want to keep you in that. Because if you can do it, other people can do it. And if other people can do it, then, well, what does that leave them? And then people will start saying, well, I think you might need some help with that control of yours. What happens if you stepped out of line in front of Hitler? Ask the question. he didn't walk his script. By and large, I often wonder what made him tick. I think I might have got the answer, in a roundabout sort of way. Couldn't walk the line. Don't walk the line. There it is. Jesus. Story or not, did he walk the line? Did he do what was expected of him?
No.
No. Diana, fuck me, she was targeted, weren't she? Crikey. They couldn't keep her out of the papers. This is breaking down relationship. Oh, this. Constant targeting. Oh, Diana, a trail of destruction, princess, seems to follow you wherever you go.
All the tabloids,
because
everything.
people are targeting you.
Yeah. Especially
You
someone
left the script.
as famous as her and as beautiful as her. So that didn't work for her either, did it?
She wasn't able to be controlled. And then she had her own little independence, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she left.
Yeah.
Loads of people do this. They try and get away from it. Because you're not allowed to be you.
Yeah.
You can't be yourself in this world. No, you have to have shackles put around you. You have to go and get into a job somewhere and go and get into this. And then I was looking back at some religion, yeah? And why is it important? Why does everyone want to try and get rid of religion? Well, I don't think it's perfect. Not at all. But again, sometimes we jump out of the frying pan into the gravy, maybe, or into the fire. So if we look at it, so who was giving homeless people a place to stay? Oh, I think it was churches, wasn't it?
I don't know if all the time, but
Not all the time, but where possible. Who
Yeah.
was feeding people?
Yeah,
Who was looking after the sick?
that was the monasteries. Yeah.
So monasteries, right? And we had good kings. Don't get me wrong. There's been some really good kings, but there's also been some very horrible kings. And do you think there's more than meets the eye of Henry VIII knocking down the monasteries? You see, that's the problem, isn't it? That you would, have a monastery would make a king, yes?
Yeah.
That would then make a monarchy. And the monarchy might not get what they want and perhaps get a little bit jealous of that power of the monastery.
Yeah.
And then secretly utilize money to build a militant group and cause a mutiny, which then destroys the very hands of monasteries, and then knocks it down so that it knocks down all of the power. Then what does that do? And then you've got houses of lords in this as well, which it does fit, right? So we'll say the House of Lords, yeah? I'm gonna bring them in because I'm not sure they are all what they're cracked up to be. And then what we have the king,
Yeah.
and what government is a separate branch, I would say. It's an oddball, isn't it? Not perfect, but again, still, maybe they're a part of it. So, who knows? But the king has more play over the lords, right?
Yeah.
And then what do you have below that? Well, councils, dukes, titles, yeah?
Yeah. They have their own hierarchy, doesn't
Hierarchy,
they?
yeah. And then below that, what, councils?
Yeah. Yeah, because
They're officers, aren't they?
yeah, because usually before that they would be some gentry, wouldn't they, or some better people
Well,
from
they are
towns.
gentry, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
the
they
in
would be,
councils. Yeah. Yeah.
So lords is what? Businesses, yeah? So councils operate for buses.
Yeah.
Okay? But before that, there wasn't businesses, was there? In times of monastery.
Trade.
More trade, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the monastery...
But they had guilds.
Yeah, but the monastery would then what? Make food, would be fish. They would look after the sick people.
Yeah. They would have sheep.
So cattle.
So they would sell wool and they would
Did anyone ever
make
sleep in
clothes.
these churches, in this monastery?
there were traveling people who could spend night there
So
without
there
paying
were nuns
anything.
and monks, yeah?
Nuns and monks were living there and sleeping in monasteries. Yeah. But people could come, stay overnight, would get something to eat
So when
because they were on the way.
Yeah. So basically a socialistic sort of way, yes, of living.
Hmm.
So what, the monks took care of what, fish, farming?
Hmm. Yeah.
Nuns took care of people who were sick.
Yeah, monks too. Yeah.
Did they also find people to stay in love? Look, we got to look at it, right?
I don't know. That I
With this way that's come about,
Yeah.
burying, so death,
Hmm.
birth, midwife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They would know some healing. They would
Yeah,
know
herbs.
some
Yeah.
herbs and some ointments and some stuff.
So all natural.
Mhm.
And then also this higher power, yes?
Mhm. They also had their land and
Yeah, the land,
sometimes
yeah, again.
sometimes their own serfs as well. There.
Right, not perfect, but
Yeah.
definitely a place. What? So could everyday people go there? I don't know. There was the bit that is a little bit strange is nuns and monks couldn't breed. Is that right?
No, but they took in if there were orphaned children.
That's right. Yes, they did. And schools.
Or
Schools.
children,
Shit.
yeah, or children that, because some family had many children and couldn't take care of all of them, so they would give church children to go to school and to become monks and nuns as well,
All right. So,
because they saw that it was better way of living for their children, that if they had many they couldn't divide their small farms.
yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate all of that. The breeding thing, I'll question that. That's a bit weird. But again, each to their own. If that was choice, and maybe not, I would say that was a bit strange. So it was on its way to becoming something, yes. And then one particular king from the family decided to betray the church, yes. And via knocking down a lot of that, what, it made more people who were sick. Where did they go?
Did he really knock down all of them, or
Pretty much. Petra.
because he was converting those people into his own new
Nah, this
church?
was a power play. No,
But-
power play. Nope.
But only the ones who went to the church as a building, not monastery, yeah? Was it like that?
Right, it had a knock-on effect that it knocked out the schools.
No, I'm asking, I'm not...
No, I'm just going to assume there's always another reason as to why they do things. So schooling was knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Trade was gone. Trade was then question marked, which then gives this to the lords, doesn't it? What about the land? The land.
He got land from them,
land.
yeah? Confiscated.
So that goes to the king.
Yeah.
So that's the people's, not belongs to the church inherently outright. And no, because there's a journey here, right? That then what? The government then start taking care of what? Death, the sick, cattle, farming. No, they didn't, did they? No, this went to the lords, didn't it?
No one took care of sick
No, I want about cattle.
cattle.
Because it was
Yeah,
profitable.
they got the land,
They
so
got
they
the
got the
land,
cattle
and they
with
got the
it,
cattle.
and yeah, and sheep and whatever.
Fish,
Yeah.
I'd say that we went to the lords, didn't it? Farming goes to the lords. Nuns and monks,
Yeah, king got some of
displaced,
that. Yeah,
so
yeah.
that caused even more homelessness.
Yeah.
Death, they're starting to take over now with the council.
Mm.
How much you got?
Yeah.
Sick people, go
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
You lot are all
yeah,
sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Hospitals that are now overrun.
Mm.
But again, the House of Lords have an idea to knock out sick people, make as many sick people as they possibly can by controlling the foods, which then burdens the NHS. The NHS, so accidentally we can't afford it no more. And then the House of Lords are like, we'll take care of it for a price. We'll charge them all. The taxes built it, but you know what? We'll do it. We'll do it for a fee, a pocket money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell me that you lot aren't doing this, and then the council keep this going, brainwashing, which then makes schools believe that this is the be all and end all. They take over schools, prisons, farming, fish. What else? Religion is then moved away, and what is school about? How you obey us.
Yeah, you can go to church to.
And then schooling
Listen
is what, starting to move over to the Lords, which is another fee. Soon there'll be no government left. They're being used as well, aren't they? What about councils? Houses? Homes? Well, could have churches been on their way to make large areas where communal areas come together, where we share a pot of food,
Yeah, good
And we
ones
could all get
probably would
something,
have something like
so we
that.
can share? Relationships are now more divided than you've ever seen. Divide and conquer. These people believe in divide and conquer. What did they do with the church?
Yeah.
And then they harp around talking about how angelic they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they replaced church and monasteries with some parish churches that were built always by the community, like a little building, and there the priest would go there and talk on Sunday or
So
something.
this damaged most people that weren't in the gentries, that weren't in the titles, that weren't kings, that weren't govs, not council members. Oh, no, no, no. This then created businesses, and then you work for very little money.
Yeah, over time, lords collect.
And then they replaced medicine that is more ingrained with your body, herbal remedies and different things like that. And then they replaced that with, chemicals, bad chemicals.
Yeah.
And then what? They're going to overburden the NHS. Then what happens? Well, that's going to go off to the House of Lords, and then you'll have to pay for it. But even though the taxpayers paid for that, wow, that's wonderful. Death. Well, they've overburdened churches. That'll be a thing of the past, and then they'll stop them from building on it 'cause it's just not safe. It's just not safe. 900-year-old building, but still, it's just not safe, is it? And then knocking down these buildings. How many people were they supporting in each one? And now the Bible can be sold, and then you can go to a rich person's club somewhere, shake a hand somewhere, and pay a massive amount of money because it's not open for everybody. It's just open for the right sort of people. But yet it's not the right sort of people. And they talk about this trail of destruction follows you wherever you go. Have you seen the planet? Have you seen the people? Have you seen the fuel? Have you seen the situation that's dominating across the whole of the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
Are we all paying attention to that? Is everybody seeing that the same way, or is that just me being delusional? And a trail of destruction seems to follow them wherever they go, right?
It follows the whole United Kingdom.
Okay, it allows for divorces, yeah? I suppose that is something. People are breeding, but again, isn't it all slowing down? The breeding ratio?
Very much slowed down.
Yeah. Wonder why that is. And then what? They want you to be in separate houses so that you can pay extra money to their gentries to keep them in pointless jobs of control and targeting abuse to certain people. That's interesting, isn't it? That's very interesting. From these such lovely people that were not telling you how many children you could have. You know what? Let us cap child tax credit, shall we? What? So that these can have as many kids as they bloody want, and these.
Yeah, and they did. Some of them had
So
many
pretty
children.
much everything that's there is stolen goods then. Pretty much. I'm not saying that this one was bad or inherently good. I would say it was better in certain aspects. Some not so great. But it's then which ones are more likely to change. That's the thing. Which one's more basis on sociology? Which one cares about the sick? I mean, what? Did the nuns do that for free?
Do what?
Look after the sick.
Yeah.
Midwives.
Yeah. Midwives or healers or whatever. And monks too, not only nuns. Monks did too.
And then what? It all gets knocked down.
because people
Do
would.
you not notice that these are very good at taking,
Yeah.
but they're not so quick to give back? They don't want to give. If they had their way, there would never be benefits again.
They
If
just
they had
won't
their
take.
way, you would suffer as opposed to get health. But as long as they can jump the queue, it doesn't matter because you are badder people.
Yeah.
And then they try and teach you that if you work hard, you go far. But it seems to me, if you thieve, you seem to go really far, don't you? And if you tell lies, you seem to go incredibly far. If you use your groups to do very bad things, and I'll sit there and be like, we'd never do anything like this. Not saying that police officers are inherently bad or good. They have to follow the script. Why? Because they're paid by these groups, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And then education is controlled.
Yeah.
Remember that if you jump out of their script, and what's their script? Make us as important as possible.
Yeah.
We'll take the ivory towers. We'll have the massive this. You'll get nothing.
Yeah.
We'll take anyone that makes any ideas. We'll take it from them, and then we'll cash out on it because that's what they've got so used to doing. And this is what we call a great nation, is it?
It's not a great nation, is it?
And then what? Military? Who owns those? You're going to privatise those soon, or they already are. Police officers already privatised, aren't they? Pretty much. They work for private companies.
Yeah.
If you need the police, it's a civil matter. If they need it, it's a criminal matter.
Yeah.
So one way it's a civil matter, one way it's a criminal matter. It's interesting. And then we've got courts as well, yeah?
Yeah.
The courts that harp on about thieving and you are a bad person in society, but these individuals,
I think that courts belong between king and lords.
between them,
Yeah, they create the trio, don't they?
yeah, the triangle, yeah.
Yeah, the trio with king or queen, a court and House of Lords are
Okay, so
the ruling.
how is it that these don't have to listen to the laws? And do these need to listen to the laws? And does this need to listen to the laws?
Because they are corrupted.
These don't follow the laws. They
Yeah.
really do not. I don't care what anyone says. They get a ruling that they've got from Houses of Parliament, and these ones go, you don't actually have to listen to that.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
not
actually have to listen.
enforceable.
It's not
Yeah.
enforceable. We wouldn't enforce that. Oh, but solar panels. Solar panels. Where are your solar panels? What solar
Yeah,
panels?
yeah, we will enforce
yeah.
that. Yeah, you
Doesn't
cannot
it say
have
in the
that.
tenancy agreement? No, I didn't read that in there. It doesn't say anything about it. Oh, I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, look, we can take him out of this property, put him in this one, and then we can say something about the solar panels. Look, it will look like we're doing good, but
Yeah.
we're actually not.
Yeah.
These ones are talking about net zero. Where is the courts in that? That would override the council telling associations what to dictate, to be authoritarians. And then how do you get away with that with your soldiers? Or lay down their life for authoritarians? Go to war for Germany? Why? Because he's doing it better than we are. No, because again, control freaks couldn't control control freaks.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Gosh.
Someone's got to toe the line somewhere. You say that more blood has been shed over religion. What does that mean? Well, because they fight each other.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a good point. But is it changeable? And then I look at places like is it Jerusalem?
Yeah. What about Jerusalem?
They're like got multiple religions around them.
Yeah, that is a holy land for Muslims, Christians, and Jews, isn't it?
How come they've been quite at peace with one another? I once saw this clip of this Jewish rabbi, is it?
Yeah, rabbi, they have rabbis.
saying we've lived in these lands with our brothers and sisters for a long time. And he was talking about those different religions.
Yes, yeah. I think I watched that video. Yeah, that was a wise man, wasn't he, when
Yeah.
he talked? Yeah. Yeah.
So there is some level of learning there.
There is some level of understanding, but it's
And then I heard that I don't know, is Islam?
yeah, Islam.
What do you call someone that talks about Islam? You know, you got rabbi for one, and then you have
I don't know how it is. They are Muslims, people who believe in Islam, but who's there in their
Well, there was a speaker.
church? Who's their speaker?
And,
How they are called? I don't know.
he was speaking in English, and he was saying that makes me more Christian than Christians because in the Bible it stated that I was to accept Jesus but not worship. And then I was like, touche. So it wasn't denying or confirming, but in order for you to study one religion, you've already studied another religion.
Yeah, because
So that then makes you a scholar, yes?
Jesus is part of Islam as well as a prophet or some person like that. He's one of few or whatever.
So there is that mutual debate.
Yeah, there is debate. And for Jews, Jesus is one of many, some people. But he is in history, he is all over the religions in history. But in Christianity, because he's Jesus Christ, he's the main figure along with God and the Holy Spirit or whatever.
And God to people of religion is the same thing that I'm following here, yes? Or I say universe, divine, collected. That's how that interprets to them. And I say them not because of geographical differences or no, because this is how it appears to me. And then you would say that's how that appears to them, being me in that category, and that's how that appears to you. And that's your translation of the same thing in that way, your interpretation on it. I think. I can't be sure. And then where did governments get in with this? I mean, who is actually here to feed the people? And that's what a true king is, right? Like King Solomon, or these were the ones that worked with the religion, yes?
Those were the first kings
King David.
Yeah, first kings that were closer to people, even though they were kings.
But helped religion and people and whoever this king fellow is. I can't claim I know an awful lot about it because I don't, but that would be like someone getting closer with the church to marry people who are perhaps on the fence with people of faith. Is it? And to sort of, what is the king's role? The true role of the king. I'm sure it's not to prance around looking great.
No, it was to protect the people in the kingdom. King had a sort of kingdom hall, like the Jehovah's Witnesses call it, where it was a bigger building where other people would spend time.
So this is no different from pyramid, being pharaoh, being king, and let's say a scribe, a person of God, a priest, advising the king. And actually, it was probably more like they were called Vizlars, weren't they? Visla.
Vizier or
Yeah,
Visla?
something like that.
Vizier, which comes like Wiseman Vizier, something like that came from that, I suppose.
And this person was seeking counsel from more so.
But if you think about it, it made sense to have a king in those times, perhaps, because that was basically the leader of those people. Overlooking if there was some danger, people would be staying in the hall where there was a big fire, and they would be in warmth as well. And maybe king would have like better position somewhere in the corner, or if there was upstairs or something like that, and talk to some advisors or whatever if there was need for that.
Well, I hear something else, right?
Yeah,
That these people were selected
yeah, yeah.
by a higher force. They were to translate it into the Visla, to remember, to etch, to scribe, to speak, to keep the spark alive. Then when that person passed on, someone else who was the closest match to the divine spark, the closest to God, you want to say that? And it didn't matter whether it was male or female. It doesn't matter how you described that higher force, because that's how it appears to you. It's a divot. It changes form because your filter system in natural worlds would be different. When everyone's made to fit the same Cinderella tale, you know, how many women have got that same shoe size? It's a massive hole in that story, to be honest. How many other women have that same shoe size?
None. That's the trick.
No, they do though.
Cinderella is supposed to have very small feet.
Yes, how many people have got very small feet? If we went and did that over the whole population, how many people would have those same feet?
Don't know.
Loads.
Average is my size. I don't have small feet.
Oh, so the fairy godmother came down then, being godmother, came down and found the person with the most smallest feet and said, "You shall get with a prince." Because the prince is very special. He was sitting in his castle thinking about quantum mechanics and manifestation mechanics. He was visualizing so hard that he manifested me right here. I'm a figment of his imagination, and I found you with small feet. I know he's got a foot fetish. Only one size will do. Ah, come on, the whole fucking... I get it, it's a fairy tale, but still, it's indoctrination is what it is.
Okay.
It's indoctrination. It just means that kings get the pick of the women. That's usually how it's put into your mind. You don't like that? Tough. Princesses get the pick of any man they want, right? Isn't that how it's to be? What happens if you ever have someone that comes up to you and be like a princess who's, you know, no, I'm not interested, love. Go on, fuck off. I don't know how you let them down. I don't know. You're just not my type. I mean, I don't know if you've ever said no to a spoiled brat before. Yeah? That's not in their vocabulary that you're going to say no. You know, I've come here to open this. Nah, you're all right, thanks. I got a pair of scissors.
But you have to understand that for you who come from kingdom, you see something else than I who come from republic. And for me, it's like somewhere there were kings somewhere in a long past, and for me, it's just a story, and I don't care because there are no.
You see, I do care. Do you know why I care? Because the replacement should not be something that is complacent. This is what makes complacency when people believe that the belief that they're going to do good for you. It should be proven in actions. If there's a bunker for us to go into, a true king would build a bunker for all of their people, not a few.
Yeah, that's what the king I described to you, the king in the old times, would do if there was such a thing. But at that time, it was the hall where people would go in times of disaster or in times of if someone was trying to attack their kingdom, people would gather in that hall.
Yeah, but when it
So
gets corrupt, so
kings
what
used
do
to do
kings
that.
do? Protect the court, protect the lords, protect the titles, protect the councils?
There were no councils and probably
Okay,
no
so why do you need
no
this? If you are here to
courts.
protect the people, then all people can become officers then, can't they? All people can become scouts. All people can under... No, I think a true role of a king, to be close to God, is true authentically, is to protect as many people as possible.
Yeah,
And all people,
that was the old role.
everybody,
Yeah.
not just one group.
No, that was all people because it was small kingdom.
And then being close to God in this understanding of it, that if certain things were not great in God's reflection of that, and again, you got to have trust as well. Again, haven't you got to be tested before you can claim that throne, so to speak?
Yeah.
Because what's the difference between it being you or being your interpretation of it or authentically something else that's coming through you? Well, I guess it comes with a selfless manner, not an ego. It comes from unleashing as opposed to stifling down. Oh, actually, God told me this, but I'm going to reserve it for these people over here, and that's it. Why? Well, because I feel that these ones over here are more special. Now, before I give this to you lot, I need something in return.
Yeah.
How much gold you got? And it shouldn't be about enslavement. It should be about freeing people.
Yeah.
Not trapping them in to repetitive patterns of cycle and behavior. It's about looking at the rot and being like, that's got to go. Or this here, I would look at this from a different perspective. But what would be the point in me giving you capabilities to be reproductive, but you not to use that? Only in certain circumstances would that ever be okay. That I would believe from this. Say to belief, it's more like a knowing as opposed to a belief. That if the environment didn't handle it, then there have to be tough questions asked as to who destroyed that in order to not let that environment grow and expand. Because once again, there would be a question posed to this. That question would then need to be taught to the scribes in order to never let that happen again. If you think about it, you've got loads of people breeding left, right, and centre, and it's all for the wrong reasons. It's so that these ones can fill up their pockets. It's so these ones look powerful. It's so these ones have a position. And despite anything else, they don't care about anything else apart from that. I mean, that would have to be looked at. Well, because you've done that, in that behaviour that you've taken over all of this, loads of people have gone without food, this, that, and the other. This is how this is happening, blah, 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 blah. And now you've made it so a point where it goes against that right to even be able to reproduce anyway. And now we have to suppress it. Whereas you could ask a question that a higher power allowed this planet to expand with the growth of any beings, if left uncontrolled, that the more food you eat and consume, apart from animals, it doesn't work when you eat animals, it works when you eat the good foods, let's say, and then you begin to leak these out of you fresh, no chemicals. You begin to eat this stuff, it then everywhere else next season you can double the amount. Sure, it's not sustainable all year round, done naturally, but done it inside, which you've got that capability, and once again it would ask the question, which is a provocative question, a personal one. It's back and forth before it releases, and then it would help you to understand, have you ever tried growing that like this, this, and this? And then you find out, whoa, holy shit, it grows a lot. Oh my, It's producing more fruit than it ever has done, even in winter months. And then you begin to look, okay, all right. So, do you need to eat animal? No. Is there more than enough abundance there to support animals too? Yes. Everything.
Mhm.
That shifts you. That really shifts you.
Yeah.
But then if you reach let's say where this would be acceptable, you're traveling in space. If you reach past the bounds of what you can possibly create, so this then teaches you forward thinking. What's that forward thinking? Well, the more that you transform now while you have the ability to do so, even though you don't need it, it would take extra. You'd have just enough orbiting around you. Let's say if you leave the planet and you leave the solar system, stars about to whatever else, or fizzle out, either or you collect it, doesn't really matter, and you're going to head to another. You would have enough in your storage facility to expand the populace by about, I don't know, 100,000. This is where this right, you often got to look where greed, why is there a greed? It's being exploited, right? Fear is exploited. Greed is exploited. Suppression has been exploited. There are reasons as to why this is, which has been created for a purpose. The purpose to abuse that, that's a choice. So we would say that these people are greedy. Most people would understand that these ones are very greedy, don't want to give back. They take away food from children's mouths all the time, and then say that these people are not worthy because they didn't walk the line and didn't pay into my coffers.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's enough money to feed thousands in impoverished nations. And you can't give that back. Anyway, so we'd understand that where does greed come in? Well, the greed to make sure you fill your... There's a saying here. To make is it that you follow God, divine, collective, whatever you want to call it, and that you'll always see that your storage facility is brimming with goodness, with corn. You'll overflow your lamp with oil.
Treasury.
So, if you work in the right way to collect the universal dust, and you'll be like, well, I don't need it. I don't need this much. Well, yes, you do. Why? Because humanity could expand twice the ratio. And they've got enough in their storage facility to accommodate it. Yeah. Not just accommodate that, but also enough gases held for later. You don't need to use it all. Yeah. So that you can expand, that you can create more habitat, that you can grow more habitat for stuff to grow, for people to live, for people to exist, until you reach the other star system. And there again, when you've collected that and added it, essentially, a force that's higher is overflowing your abundance. And this overflow is not for individuals to sit pretty. No, that greed essentially should be classed as a different word. You should have two words for it. Selfish greed and then selfless greed. Selfless greed is okay. Selfish greed is not okay. See, what's selfless greed is taking more than you need. Yeah. Why? Because you have a gift to forward think. Well, don't rely on an animal to give you that. Hey, animal, do you think that the population's going to get bigger? Meh, it doesn't really give a shit, right? It has no concept of what you're saying. Yeah. But you ask yourself intelligent questions, yeah? Actually, it does. You throw them back and forth. Like I say, unless you've gone through it, you'll understand it. If you haven't, then I feel for you in a way. Some of these, did you know that this code that's pressed into reality is meant to be done when humans are at the baseline of what they are? Yeah, start pushing this into now and it causes problems, right? Because you've got more structures that can be destroyed in the process, right? They ain't perfect. Life forms that are just coming together, barely even know their own existence, meeting a hard time. It punches something into them. Fear rises up. This opens door. You've got to be able to look for it. Then they feel it.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Shake a stick at a tree? They're going to be able to vent it in such a way. They're going to get frustrated with it. They're going to deal with that in some particular way. And then all of a sudden, this opens up. Why? This doesn't seem so scary now. And this, in contrast, also doesn't seem so scary now. Because you've got enough to balance the scales in order for a hand to come in. When society is fully formed, almost, and fully structured, and then you push people through hard times. Ooh, so problematic. What with so many opportunities at your leisure, back then they were limited. Now it's, well, so much culture has been filled up with how easy it is to do damage to other people. Notice it. Relationships were more wholesome back then, at least you had each other. Now, all of this independent crap. Independent as a nation is different to independence as a person. It just doesn't work. You were not created to be individual. You were created to be family orientated. To be husband and wife. To be wife and wife. To be husband and husband. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to put it, but still, there you are. That's how it is. How this changes in the future to accommodate for that, well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet that there's something in the pipeline from that. It always works with, sure, when the numbers are small, that can't happen. And I think that anyone who is of any preference understands that. It wouldn't keep the populace going. So essentially that would, but when the numbers get to a certain level, that's acceptable. And there will be changes to accommodate for that. Don't be too surprised. The future will look back on these moments and question, where the hell did all that come from? And right now it seems so alien, so out there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The more of this that you have in society, over time, it would have stayed as the structure. And then cell memory, it's never just negative. Once again, this cell memory has been learned, and some people have learnt it for good intentions, and some people have learnt it to harbor bad intentions. Cell memory, to make humans go to work all day, every day, and then, you might retire with a few pennies in your pocket. Less than a few weeks later, a year's worth of eating fast food or quick food with all those additives, E-numbers and stuff that is just really not great for you. Because you couldn't afford it. It was quick, convenient. So convenient, meaning that it could be not great for you. That catches up.
Yeah.
And maybe they then use that as an excuse to repossess your house. Bloody hell. Put you into a home somewhere where you're not being looked after properly. Because they care about the asset you're leaving behind, but not. And for people to be so obsessed with targeted, health complaints, you could tell that the NHS were going to be losing the ability to do teeth, because we've seen a reduction as soon as it's been privatized. What are we seeing a increase in? So we saw a reduction in NHS, and we're now seeing an increase in what? Tooth decay. And then what we're going to see, again, a reduction in NHS hospitals paid by the taxpayer, built by the taxpayer. And then, oh my days, we're going to have someone so great from the House of Lords come along and be like, I got this. But you're going to have to pay for it, though. The shit ain't free. It is for me, but you guys going to need to pay it to continue it on. You're still going to be paying the tax, though, because they're going to want their cake and they're going to want to eat it. Yeah, I don't know about this. And then no changes seen for what? How many thousands of years? And we've got same bloodlines, cell memory, your cell memory, their cell memory. And it's going to take a lot to keep humanity up, because they're going to want to fall back into that slumber pattern. It's not impossible. It can be done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I learned that a few weeks back. Maybe it was a few days ago, where someone said it's like crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
That when a crab tries to escape, the rest pull the other crab back in.
Do they?
Apparently so. I don't know. I've never really
I've never seen it.
studied that, but as opposed to ants, ants that fall into objects like this will use one another to try and climb themselves up.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I think that's teamwork. So as opposed, we're looking at humans at the moment like crabs in a bucket. I mean, I don't like comparing humans to animals, because you're not. You're not.
Yeah.
It would be all about teamwork, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be more like the ants concept.
Yeah.
Able to lift one another up. That's what I believe a true king that was close to the Almighty, I don't know how you ever want to label that, divine collected ancestors, yes, sure, if they've made it, to be helping one another up, because it speaks this in the way that it helps humanity up. So if you've got this being programmed into you in your most panicked times, something comes and then begins to show you the way, help you up. It does not ask for a penny. And therefore, it's a teacher, a teaching force, which I find quite magical at the same time. It's teaching, guiding. And if you follow it, well, never go hungry again.
Yeah.
Never go homeless.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it? It isn't by a lot of the ways that this is. So when we look back in Egyptian times, you'll notice that.
Yeah.
But as soon as they begin to control it, they lose it. Because it's not authentic. It aligns to authenticity, not. It knows your intentions, and if you're going to try and take it to cage it, it knows that. It doesn't speak to that.
Yeah.
It's like trying to remove the genie from a bottle or the lamp to put it into a glass bottle so that you can study it. And then you can use it to feed yourself, sort of thing, and hog it. Again, this force would break the glass anyway, so you couldn't contain it. It doesn't measure the container in that way. It knows it very well. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. There's shades of grey in some of this stuff, but it just seems that all of the stuff that's been accumulated went here, and then bit by bit are shooting off towards this, and then councils got houses, and then what did they do with it? They abused it.
Yeah.
They give them away, essentially. They were building them with poisonous substances whilst talking about check and things. They haven't bothered. And then petrol. What was that? Added with lead. It just keep adding horrible things into it. And then what? Food? Wow. Come on, gotta eat this stuff, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Why the need for different products?
Yeah. Why do you need to mix all
Why do
those
you need to make them more expensive?
powders?
Knowing that people won't buy it. So therefore, is that kosher food that's more expensive? In the understanding of it, I think there's rabbi goes and makes sure the food is kosher, yes?
Yeah.
But in the shop, have we got a British version of that? I mean, if it's more expensive, it's more better for you. If it's cheaper, it's filled with more ingredients, but it's more cheaper. How the hell can something have more in it chemically and be more cheaper, and yet something that is more expensive has less in it, but is more expensive? How is less more and more is less?
That is mystery.
And then this causes problems with sewers. This causes a long-term problem in the cycle. You're now damaging the chain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the Guy Fawkes story. What happened there? What was that all about? Again, we only know it from one side. We don't actually have a true trial in front of us, do we?
No. No, we don't.
We're hearing one side of it said like this, and this. Victors often change the narrative on things, don't they?
Yeah.
And then what? We celebrate that? Someone that didn't even affect you and could have liberated you and you don't even know it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was yeah.
It's quite morbid, really, isn't it? It's very morbid. And I'll say, oh, it's just a story. Okay.
Just a story.
And sure, I'm burning people at the stake for doing different things. I don't know whether it's true, though. That's the thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem very religious-y to me, but it probably did happen. House arrest, not great. But did they have governments back then when they were putting Galileo? Right, I have a Tulla that is older than Galileo. And, yeah, there were governments then, weren't there? Because there was it's got the governor on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where I put it now. I don't know. I don't really care. So,
Oh, it's over there, isn't it?
in 1661.
That's
That's a
time
Tulla.
ago. Yeah.
So what? That was when Galileo was what? Just a bit before. So was he put on house arrest because the church did it, or was it some sort of government that did it?
Might have been both.
So we have shadow banning today, yes? Okay, so what would Galileo be threatening? Would it be religion?
And system, because those felt that they couldn't be wrong. So imagine that if they were believing in something wrong,
Who?
that the government, who is not head of religion but still.
Yeah, I mean, they're never wrong, are they?
Yeah, exactly.
When you've got both sides that go to war saying they're both right.
Yeah.
And then the winner is the one that gets to write that they were the right, these people were wrong. Because they were going to do this, and this. But not say, it's not duality on both sides, is it? There's no for or against for you, the reader, the viewer, to make up your own mind.
No.
It's, we stopped all of this because of these reasons that you've got today, but they were going to do all of these things. They were going to join the circus. Right, so, you know... I don't know. I honestly do believe that Germany went to space back then. I think they did. They knew too much. They were up to something.
Yeah.
I honestly do. Yeah, don't agree with half the shit that's been done there, but I got to be of sound mind and say that some of it I agree with. If not gone in this direction over here. Do you get what I mean? Like, I can look at this and say, no, I don't know, I agree about this stuff. Whether that's me personally or not, I don't know. It's sort of a different way of thinking about it. So, you know, it's like trying to judge Ted Bundy for all of the stuff that he had done, yes? In that moment. But then what's supposed to remove the rest of his life? Was he always like that? Probably not. He was probably a nice person. But this moment here, if you hadn't have done that, these things here would make you look like a good person all the way through your life, right?
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that side of it, but this side of it here, these bits, showed you to be quite a nice character.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me to say with all of Germany and Hitler's, that wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't be I'd be judging them on a moment. Okay, not great. But these things here, I think I'm balanced enough to understand that these could have been your main focus, and you could have left that alone, and you'd have gone really far. Now you think about it, if you used the rocket to go to space, you would have been quite admired by the world, right?
Yeah.
We admired America for it, right?
Yeah.
And little bits of it, Russia, but we didn't know a lot about it, to be honest. I don't remember much about that. And I don't know if that's because that's the way it is for Russia. That's how they do things. They'll tell you about it afterwards. The only time I ever knew that there was a newspaper report and it nearly caused an international, incident here was when, or something, Jodwell Bank published some of Russia's pictures that they took.
Yeah.
And then they found out about their achievement by British tabloids, which I can accept that would piss me off.
Yeah.
I would find that would have pissed me off. I mean, I guess that's now there was some restraint shown there, so that was kind of again something that comes in for another nation, and we are sort of like don't know the word. We can't wait, because we're so what do you call it? And I don't mean we, but so entitled to everything. So if that's how you're treating other people in another nation, how are you treating people here?
Yeah.
That's reflection, right?
Exactly.
So you wouldn't operate the same way. I mean, it's character referencing, that is. That.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it was the moon.
Yeah.
Well, what else would you do it to? I mean, here's multiple instances where you've done things that I would say are pretty fucking brutal. And then when you've had the opportunity because your way was supposed to be better, what have you done? It's gone from good to bad to worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Fucking weird that is. But yeah, no, that's what I thought a true king is supposed to do. That's my interpretation of it. And maybe I've got high expectations. Don't know where the hell these came from.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And then there's no friends among thieves, is there? Because these ones held the family over a barrel once before, didn't they?
Yeah.
These ones have probably got them over a barrel. They've got those over a barrel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works, isn't it? That's how corruption feeds corruption is.
Yeah. Leverage, exactly.
And that's how you get secretism, isn't it? Secretism, because secretism. No idea. Because you expose this, I'll expose that.
Yeah.
Now we're all exposing. Look how
help
we are.
each other somehow, and then they say, "Oh, but you are not allowed, so we will tell." No, we will tell this, we will tell that, and
yeah, but it's the people that are suffering in that.
Of course. Yeah.
Some people are like, well, my life's all right. Is it though? That's the question. Is it really, or is it this? This is a life that you've been drafted. You've been told that's your life. You're only allowed to do it in this and this. Anything else outside of that is mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Look, we gave you that platform, so therefore we own everything on your platform. Yeah, do you remember that with GoDaddy?
Yeah.
I built that website, we're putting all my ideas on there,
Yeah.
and they told me that I didn't own any of it because it was on their platform. Because it was on their webpage. But I paid for it. No, it belongs to us. First off, they said that they deleted everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, we deleted everything. Oh, but that's mine. No, it's not yours. You put it on our platform. You used our stuff to do it. No, I didn't. But it belongs to us. So that means if you get an app and you build something in an app, that belongs to the app creator then, does it? See, nothing speaks of entitlement any more than this. And then how long has that technology been around for, apps? Well, you'll say it's only been around for the last 10 years. Now, it was around way before the millennia. Let's be realistic. They had to get to grips with the technology and learn it, right?
Yeah.
So that then they could spin out apps left, right, and center, yeah?
Yeah.
Therefore, then own even more of your stuff just because they gave you an app. Look, I gave you a phone, but everything you do with it is mine. I mean, that is some fucking shit there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mine, not ours. Mine. And then when you do something on there, they'll look for a way to profitize on it and cash in off of it, and then make people even more.
Yeah.
And it's come to such a problem that they've got to start giving people money to not go to work. Wow, in your hands it's really broken, hasn't it? And people have give up and sold their souls for an education that can't teach them to be creative because they're not allowed. And even if they were creative, well, what land are you going to do it on? Because that's my land. Yeah, it wasn't your land. The king took it and gave it to you. It's not your land.
Yeah.
And was this at about the time of pulling it from under people's feet? At the same time as knocking down a church, no doubt.
Probably.
And then the monastery gave that over to the people, and then it was not to be given to council members, if I remember, gentry, and then they put an earl or something in there, and then that person died without a successor, so I guess it belongs to the council now. It's such a miscommunication. People understand that the land was for them, but it actually ain't. It's ours. Wow. Many years later, and you are programming AI to state that, even though it doesn't belong to you, doesn't belong to the council, belongs to the people. And if they have really changed, then why are these taking that land today? Under this, under this, under this. For them to do what with it? Give it to another business owner, and then they can whinge at the business owners for not paying a tax. Well, fuck me. You got to try hard in this world. If you want to go far, you got to work hard. You tell me, why are you not worldwide? How come you haven't got a big supermarket like Morrison's then? Well, I mean, it's like you almost got your foot in the door and then give up. Well, ask every single shopkeeper that. God, you'll be surprised with some of them will be very hesitating. I'm like, what is that? Someone's watching us, isn't they? Someone's got control over you. Someone has let you have this. And now you're in a predicament because do you want something bigger? And the answer is yes. But if you tell me that reveals something. If you don't tell me it, then it reveals something even more that, all these other companies around seem to be expanding very big, but you wanted to stay in a small market town and just stay nestled here, whilst the rest of the people around you have franchised the arse out of it.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? They will.
And there's a difference between freedom and control, isn't there?
Yeah.
Isn't there? Freedom would allow you the freedom to expand it, yes?
Yeah.
Control makes you keep it as limited and be grateful for what we gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that I heard was we just remember where you got that education from. Wait, what? So because I got this education from you, I owe you? So all my ideas then are not mine because you educated me. I'll remember that, and I'll have a giggle with God on that one. God, by the way, all those ideas that you had, all of those breakthroughs, they come down and knock it all down for you and then took over your ideas. Well, I gave them the planet and everything else, even the mind and the fingers to eat with and the food and a beautiful star with light and darkness and... Kind of weird, isn't it? So yeah, not perfect. Don't get me wrong. But which one's more likely to change? That's the question. Which one has changed? Well, the way I see it, these old groups changed, didn't they? Don't mean it as in old, as in age, but oh my days, I'm so sick and tired of being PC. It's just another way to get you limited on YouTube or nicked on the street, isn't it? Because you're not politically correct. Why keep changing the bloody language anyway? Oh, that's now offensive. Oh, that's now offensive. No, it's just so that you can then put a load of algorithms on Google to eliminate this stuff because it's now deemed offensive. When really, the only people it's really offending is the ones that, because people are starting to talk about it.
Yeah.
And they've been brought up with a language in school. And now they're saying that that language that you taught were learnt from them is now wrong.
Yeah.
So we used to say old people. You're not allowed to say that anymore. You've got to say elderly. Oh, you can't say this anymore. You've got to say this.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. You taught me that. Is there anything else you've taught me that's... Oh, so you are admitting that you're wrong then? No, I mean, never wrong. Right, do you get what I mean? Like, they're never wrong. But that is in admittance that you're wrong. Even when trying to destroy you and they create something.
Yeah.
Never wrong. Even when they destroy you by using that. Never you. That's a you problem. Fucking hell, as soon as you start making it in life, guess whose problem that is? That's we made that.
Yeah.
Look at us. Look at us. Look how great we are. Fucking hell, wouldn't you love this? Look how great we are. No, that's a me problem too, ain't it? That's a me problem. No, we made you that way. We made it happen. But yet, as soon as it goes the other way, that's a you problem, that is. God, selective responsibility there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do nothing with your life, that was your fault. Don't come up to me when you're 60. Now, how did all the money leave the pension pots? Dunno.
Yeah, it did.
It just ran out.
Yeah, and not just that one.
Well, here's the
Many
thing.
pots.
The money's like water. Bit like currency. And we put it in a pot, but it had a very small crack in it. And what happens was it was leaking out very slowly, but the trouble is with this money, it doesn't manifest back into money once it's left the pot. What happens? It leaves a crystal.
It evaporates.
It disappeared. Look, I swear there was pension in here somewhere. There's just a note in the bottom that says, oops. Oh.
Not for you. We don't need it. We are rich, and you? Well, fuck you.
And then the House of Lords are like, come on, look, we'll put the money back in the pension pot. We'll give them retirement homes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to overwork everybody in there, make them do about 10 people's jobs. So they're so burnt out, they won't even notice, the staff won't notice the residents, and the residents won't notice the staff. How cool is that?
Yeah, you just run all day.
And then what's more, we'll take the piss even further because we're not done taking the piss yet.
Yeah.
We're not going to take the piss once. We are not going to take the piss twice. But we are going to take the piss 3 times and many more times that we can do it in. We're going to make them do 5 people's work, which is going to pay us for 5 people's worth of work, because we're going to save 4 people, put it in the pocket, pay them for 1 person, but make them do 4 people's bit of work. 5 people, actually. We're going to overwork the shite out of them. We're going to give them minuscule amounts of cash. And because we're not done taking the piss yet, we're going to get rid of the rest of us on the Lords, and we're going to say, you know what? Do you know what we ain't done for the past year? We need to blow the dust off this. What's that then? We need to hike all the prices everywhere else. I promised them I was going to take the piss. And I can't do it if we haven't hiked the prices in over a year. But that would make, cost of living crisis. Yeah, like anyone in that room is going to have a conscience about that. Is it affecting you? No.
No.
Would this make you richer?
No crisis at all.
Yeah. Well, we ain't getting a crisis. All right, let's up it.
Yeah. Let's leave them crisis. We don't have any crisis, do we? Yeah, that's what they are thinking.
You can't even... Can you educate this away? Probably not. Because there's cell memory, right? Family after family after family. No House of Lords, and then we're going to give them the House of Commons. But the House of Lords can infiltrate the House of Commons. So it becomes a mix then. You find me a commoner in the House of Commons. In it, bruv! Look at me! Fucking right, mate! In it! Rummy, is the bacon ready? Oh, hello. Hello, those common people. You talk to me like that? It's only Jim. Ah, yeah, well, that's a bit of Scottish as well. I can't do Welsh just yet. I'm working on it. Maybe. I can't speak the language. There you are. I tell you what language I can speak, though. Scottish.
Scottish.
Irish. American. Australian. Nah, that's getting tired now.
Tell me something Scottish.
Alright, just dad. You didn't want to do it like that. Do you reckon I could fit in as a Scots?
Yeah.
A Scotsman?
Scotsman.
It's like they grew there.
Let's go to
Let's
Scotland.
go to a reef and get some.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Haggis. You know what?
For me, it's easier to understand Scottish than English. They have better accent for me.
It's easier for me to understand Scottish than it is Czech.
But you know
Go
what?
on, speak in your mother tongue. Say something.
Yeah.
Say hi, how are you? You don't have to.
Ahoy, jak se máš? But you know what? I wanted to say something. I saw some video joke about Scottish in elevator, in a lift.
Probably shouldn't say it because it's probably deemed as xenophobia these days.
Yeah, I know.
So,
But just the lift didn't understand them. Even though I don't think that it is that hard. But because they were Scottish, they could make fun from Scottish from themselves.
you know, if you're ever struggling with a piece of artificial intelligence, talk like this to it. Oh, hello. I am Sir Sharpie Boy. Please, would you put me through to Department 7? And you watch how quickly it understands. Did you just say this was your postcode? I talk normally and it's like, no, try again. Nope, try again. Give it that nice sort of... Give it that artificial voice. And that's what, honestly, I thought artificial intelligence was going to start talking like that, to be honest. Hello, I am Sir Robot.
Maybe it will.
I am here to do things.
It will destroy internet, won't it? Because it will be full of fake videos made by AI, fake news made by AI. I don't know what else can be fake.
Fake news by AI. You don't need AI to make fake news. That's happening all
Yeah,
the time.
I know, but they will make
I think
it
we
faster.
should be more concerned about fake history.
Yeah,
Like, you
that's
know,
already here.
Look how good we are.
It doesn't have to make that. That already is here. But it makes it faster, doesn't it?
Or you can compare it to the past.
So
you know?
who's gonna look at the internet for something? No need. Because
I don't know. No, I got a lot of hope in that. Anyway, AI is a tool. If used correctly, it can serve
But look
humans really well.
look at what you are showing. Look at that.
What about it?
Those people have access to AI. All those structures you are talking about.
All of these have access to AI. Yeah, because they made it. This was already in the making.
Yeah,
This
so
is humanity
so
version
tell
of
me how it
humanity.
will look. Doesn't it tell
And if
you
I have
how
a
it will look?
hologram, I can tell it to, okay, lift me up the earth. Now give it a sky backdrop. Tone it down just a little bit. Okay, now I need you to take a machine. Okay, it needs to have a funnel on the top. Not that type of funnel. I need multiple funnels on it. And then this begins to build up, and then already I can make a documentary just with my voice. If you put any of this stuff into a hologram where it understands words, I would have already have built a lot of stuff that will be blowing people's minds. And then they cash in off of this stuff. You see. Look at what this made. Look at what this phone is, look. Oh, look at this connecting to this, connecting to that. Oh. Yeah, Tesla. Thank you. Let's go and stick in our old DC. Edison. Whatever, maybe. Anyway. But yeah, well, slavery's alive and well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't go away, it got bigger.
It got
Rather than it being racist slavery, which is how it was, it's now multicultural racism.
yeah,
You might as well call it that.
painted in nice colors. It's still the same,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah,
It also got rebranded as well, didn't it?
yeah, yeah.
And then independent living.
Yeah. Now we'll pay them pennies. Before that, we didn't pay them even pennies, but those pennies will not be enough, so it's not much different. And they will pay us all the taxes and everything, so they will return it anyway. So yeah.
Anyway, gonna leave this one here. Was there anything else I wanted to touch upon? Yeah, on the last video I spoke about that. I don't want to say it because I'm not sure how much to say. Yeah, I'm not saying that I ever would do anything like that. I think it's read between the lines. I'm just trying to understand it from a behavioral perspective of why certain people choose that as an outlet.
Because you hear about people who chose that, or
it affect my life.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I've
it makes you think
seen-
inwards a lot more.
yeah, I've seen moments before, and I met one young person about whom later I learned that she did. So
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
this is.
it touched me in different way.
You'll hear people say, "Oh, it's just one of those things. You couldn't have foresaw it coming. You couldn't have done." I actually did predict it. That's the scariest thing. I was reading back through some notes that were taken from me in this particular place I was living in, and I predicted it. I wasn't even there. Anyway, and yeah, I didn't realize that many people were actually writing the things you were saying, and I made a lot of predictions, a lot, and yeah, you sort of see the dynamic of it happening, but is there a lot you can do about it? And everyone says, "Oh, it's just not this, it's not that, it's not this." Well, in some instances, life gets that challenging for people, but what we don't really want to admit to is how toxic we can weaponize this. That's the thing. It is weaponized. It falls into the category of, oops, that's an accident or suicide, right? Oh, we didn't know. Look, here we are. We've got a new law. Oh, look, we didn't know. Oh, look, let's put this one out. Oh, it's just one of those things. Look, just a tragic accident. Look, it's just nothing you can do. They want to analyze the shite out of all behavior, but don't want to analyze that. All this, all that, all this. Why not? It serves a purpose. All things could be weaponized. Again, assassins were the first terrorists, weren't they? Romans as well, weren't they? That's a lot in human DNA as cell memory, isn't it? See? Certain bits could just be, they weren't always weaponized that way. You can understand it if you paid the Romans enough that they would just get in and mess things up in order so that whoever was in power could make more laws, which then could take more liberties away from people. You do know that, don't you? That it can be strategic, weaponized, targeted, enhanced. You've got some people want to get to the root and other people that don't want to get to the root because, hey, hang on a minute, if they do that, I can get this to happen. Let's make that happen, will you? And yeah, there you go, that happens. Okay, look, we're going to do this, look. Told you I'd fill your pockets, didn't I? Right,
No.
Oh, you're very cynical. No. Realistic. Yes. Oh, trail of destruction follows you around wherever you go. Please. Yeah, take a long good look in the mirror, you lot. A very good look in the mirror. Because, I don't know, you're not seeing this as a trail? Look at that. Wow. Anyway, so something being something new then. Something that bridges straight out the middle of this and eliminates that. Look at that. Social life, yeah? So yeah, a true king is about this. This is the work load. Now it's all forgotten, isn't it? It's about prancing around with a lot of it's ego driven. It's all about look at me, don't question me, but look at me.
Yeah. Look at me, look at my family. Look how colorful and whatever and this and that we are.
Oh, it's like looking at Christmas with all that gold. Look at those ribbons. I mean, sort of thing, you know. I wouldn't say it's inherent for everyone, but again, the next best thing is what? I don't think it's all that good either. I think it's susceptible to corruption. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, corruption is very much alive.
Yeah, that's the problem,
everywhere on both sides. I saw it from the other side. That is no longer there. Yeah. So we can compare the propagandas east-west.
Thank God it's like this everywhere.
All the
it's
time,
just
yeah.
more concentrated.
Yeah.
It's too many things have been revealed and they have been exploited. Certain things were just meant to be left alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, following a deity is a good thing as long as it leads to liberation, building you up more than what you are, and getting behind that, and you know, supporting in that motion to support yourselves, to then support all people under you, which is not under. It should be supporting all of us together.
Yeah.
And then propping the stage, walking the walk, talking the talk, and then somebody else to follow in your footsteps authentically. And then they align to it, and then off it goes again, and then another alignment. And then if there's 60, 1,000, 1 billion people, 8 billion people, 9 billion people acting in this way, I mean, you can see how you can then begin to transform. It just seems that we're in such the opposite ratio of it, don't we? We're all in the, how much can we slow it down? How much can we make it suffer? How much can we put on this suppression? How much can we do this? It's like it chose a line and went that way, as opposed to asking, how fast can this go? Yeah, but the thing is, if we stay like this in this position, we'll reach the dome. Do you know what the dome is? Where you can't learn anymore. Only individuals that are planned to keep you encaved or enslaved will ask those questions or say those statements. But yet we don't want to unlock the bounds of what we are capable of. No, let's genetically modify this, shall we? But you don't want to genetically modify a tree that can absorb carbon monoxide? Not on the Earth. That is stupid. Don't do experiments on the Earth. They have potential to go wrong, and if it does, it's catastrophe. That ends as extinction. Take it out in space and do it. Why is that? Well, because if it goes fuckery, send it into the star. Better there, where it knows how to deal with it, than here, where it could unleash like ivy and spread everywhere and take down all your trees, right? It can end you.
Yeah.
You don't think the plants that are about today are not trying to stay evergreen?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's their journey. That's where they're journeying off to. That's what they're trying to do. Trying to stay open all year.
Yeah.
They just need a bit of help.
Yeah. Take them to a warmer climate and then they will.
And then they stay open and they produce an awful lot of flowers and fruits all year round. That's amazing. That's one of the most mind-blowing things I think I've ever experienced, to be honest. Changes everything. You know, because where I was brought up in education to understand that it was all about light. It's nothing to do with it. It's about warmth.
Yeah.
So that's wrong. But again, is it wrong or is it deliberately wrong? Because then you have to rely on trade, right? You have to rely on getting food from another nation in summer months, and that's why it's so expensive in the winter. Because we had to import it, you see. That's why it's so expensive. Do you get what it?
Yeah, yeah.
Or, you know, it's probably easier to get it from there, then we don't need to do anything here, do we? We just keep it all the same, can't we?
Yeah, because if we create warm greenhouses, we can grow stuff all year round.
And then they're obsessed with making forests in a certain way. You haven't thought of enclosing these and making your own type of forest in there so that if you do balls it up, I mean, I only got your track record to go on, Council. You have destroyed a hell of a lot. You've almost knocked the balances on the planet to create some of the most devastating weather we've ever seen.
Yeah.
You blame it on whatever you want. I mean, again, you're not exactly going to take humility on that one. None of you are. But let's just have a look at that, right? Oh man. And then you're playing around with trees and forests and shit. Do you actually know what you're doing?
No, they don't.
But just trying to run ahead, aren't you? I think that's what it is. It's trying to run ahead.
Just exploit and use everything.
Yeah, I don't think they're ideas. I think that whoever created those would have probably have had it a bit more figured out. It seems very, like, almost dipped your foot into the knowledge pool. It doesn't seem like the person that created that would flirt with that idea. Would go very deep. Not dip their finger in. No, they would dive into that. And then when they're on it, whoa! But it just seems to me that you've just picked out a little bit, ran ahead with it. And I can only assume this on what I've experienced. Then when you run ahead with it, you make so many mistakes. You're playing around with a lot of stuff. I just don't know if you're fit for it, because if it came to it, it's title over anything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then anything else that's pulling the reins, that's all about title and my position.
Yeah.
And even if we are walking into destruction or extinction, still, it's going to be title first, isn't it? And then that behavior fits into, we've already got a backup plan. We'll go underground. We'll go in here. But it doesn't matter if we fuck it up here. Or is that the intention, to fuck it up here in one way or another? And then disappear underground and then come back up and create your own little species, yeah? Of inbred.
Yeah.
That's what it will be.
They already are inbred.
Yeah, well, that's how it's going to be, isn't it? Because there's not enough that they know about it, is there?
No, they don't think about that.
Like on the last one I was saying about the multiple of life forms. I'm going to dive into that one a bit more, but on another video. Yeah. You know, there you are. There you have it. And I think if it continues, look at what else can happen. It's okay to be wrong. It is. But how do you justify that? Because again, is it about qualification, integrity, thinking of others, or is it about the title? It acts like a shield, doesn't it? And a true democracy that allows these to attack out when you have democracy and freedom of speech and everything else. So that fell flat on its face pretty quick, didn't it? Didn't even get lifted before that. Interesting. Got enough land for the lords, but not enough land for the poor. They'll get nothing because they're not worthy, and it's still here today, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, so something new needs to come up from that.
It is.
something completely new. And if it's this, I don't think it is. Because it could be infiltrated by these. Because they do infiltrate it. That is happening. Anyway, let's leave that one there. And